People, welcome back to the watch along. It's Arsenal, it's Villa, and we'll see how this game goes. Earlier earlier today, the United watch along, I predicted Brighton to win that game 2-1. Game finished 2-1. I'm excited about that. I think. Listen, we have 0 points on the board right now. Can't have United just pulling away and us not having nothing at all. So yeah, nah, we're not gonna do that. But this game against Villa Arsenal, I think Villa essentially ended Arsenal's league challenge last season with the what was it? I think Watkins, yeah. That was a game Watkins dunked on him. Yeah, that was that game. But I think also at the Emirates, wasn't it Leon Bailey that also scored that winner? So again, I think this game, Arsenal have a bone to pick. I think Arsenal might have something to say about this game. Again, it's at Villa Park, so that might be the only, that might be the only thing that could, I guess, buoy Villa. Um, but again, they beat. I think did they beat Arsenal? Let me see. Let me check this real quick. Look at their last games. Yeah, Villa beat Arsenal last season, home and away. They beat them 1-0 at home, and then they beat them 2-0 at the Emirates. Yeah. So I think Arsenal they would remember that. I think they definitely want to get the win. City has 2 wins in two games. Arsenal are trying to they're not even they're trying to they're going to have to keep up with the pace. Arsenal gonna have to be on it from now until the season is over. They're gonna have to be on it. So no slip ups. If you're trying to seriously win the league, this is what you got to do. These are the games you have to win. This is by no means going to be an easy game for Arsenal, but listen, these are the games you need to win. These are the points you need to pick up because Man City typically don't even start off like strongly anyway. For the most part, they usually start off really slow. So if if Arsenal gives them the opportunity to really build some momentum, then it's going to be a long season. Honestly, Gundogan Gundogan is back. Savio looks like a player. Holland has 4 goals in 2 games. Like nothing has changed. Honestly, it's like business is resumed as usual for Man City, and for the rest of the league, that just means it's going to be a problem. So yeah. I'm gonna put the link in the chat as usual. If any Arsenal fans wanna do this watch along, let me know. Where is this? Go. Let me know how you guys are feeling about this game.
I'm not even going to try and say that's to our advantage or anything because people have died in it. Fuck off. Fuck off. It's always the Insta one that's fucking long. And we are live. Yes, guys, there's two CJs. So mad. Yeah, big up, guys. Big up, everybody. Big up, Liz. What we saying? What we saying?
People were kicked off. Martinez, Digne, Torres, Konza, Cash for Villa, Tillemans, Onana in midfield. You got McGinn, Rogers, Bailey, and of course, Ollie Watkins up front for Villa. For Arsenal, you have Raya and goal. You have Timber, Gabriel, Saliba, Ben White, Rice, Partey, Odegaard, and you have Martinelli, Havertz, and Bukayo Saka.
Shout out to everybody that's locked in, though. I appreciate you, man.
And that's how the game starts.
Yeah, man. Congrats, bro. Halfway to a K. I'm gonna be that ass. I'll probably take a watch hour for you. Yeah, so what's the watch hours to be able to monitor? I need to hit 2K watch hours for 1K subs. That's like 5K watch hours. Because I can find really good stuff. I have like these like 30 to 40 people that are like in my channel every single day. But I change and I always get a direct. So it ends up being the watch hour. I only need like I said I'll probably be monetized before I hit 1,000. So just based off of how like the watch hour. I'm good at that. Dude, I was looking at numbers today. For the first time in a long time, I don't really look at the numbers for anything. I don't really have. They told me I only have like 150 watch hours left before I can get monetized. Guys, it goes back saying sub to the panel. We say it every time. If you guys haven't, first off, what you not doing? Say this every stream. But go down to the description, sub to the whole gang, get everybody subs up. Georgie. Everybody. Fuck's sake, man. Big up check, bro. Big up chest stuff. Big up. No, that's that. What happened there? Fucking hell. We're gonna see if you have concussion of some sort.
3 minutes in, Onana's already down. I don't know what's going on, but hopefully he's good to go. I think Villa are gonna need Onana's presence in this midfield in this game. If listen, they have the potential to be overrun in that midfield, so Onana needs to be okay, honestly, or else it's gonna be a long day. That Arsenal midfield is so technical, bro. They don't lose the ball. They keep you going round and round in circles. You keep chasing the ball, and they have everything in that midfield. So, and they have three players in the midfield as opposed to, I guess, Villa's. I guess you could say three because McGinn will also probably drop into that midfield to provide cover. So, yeah.
A little thing that we'll do for the whole back again. Flawless doing the same thing on his stream too. 14. Hit full time. As soon as we hit full time, I'm gone. That's it. Like I might do a little 3-minute video for Chelsea fan TV and I'm out. You said 14-minute watch along? No, 14-minute walkout. Solidarity for the Katia. So everyone's gonna leave the stream. Yeah, feel free to join. Flawless is doing the same thing on his. We told troops that we're gonna do that. You just exited me off the stage with you. What about you?
I mean,
Was perfect. Eddie, we believe in you. Don't force out for us. I'm glad I woke up to watch that. That's awesome. I saw bits and pieces. The pain, the pain, and then you like go like yeah. There's nothing about it. Let me see how it's done. No context. Oh, you just go to how to concept. Just go to. Yep, they already got it. want for Gallup Gray now? Yeah, he's already got that's not. Dude, what we doing?
What?
Jimmy said he went to
Okay, Villa. McGinn. Just killed that attack, but it's okay. Still alive. Ball. Matthew Cash should do a lot better. Arsenal give away the ball, but not for long. Martinelli on the counter. Arsenal. Oh, Martinez. That was a big mistake. Lucky he didn't get punished for that.
Yo, I thought the Wolves had was generated.
Guys, give me 1 second.
Should be back. Should be back. Yeah, CJ, no worries. Easy.
Appreciate it, bro.
Just drop your stream in the private chat and have a look. Big up to Scotty Cadet as well, saying big up to the panel. Been busy, but I have to say I like the way you promote other channels. Hence the reason your own channel will continue to grow. Equal channel opportunity. Up the shelf. Facts, and fucking facts. I always say and I live by it. Rising tide lifts all shit. And I've learned that from when I was first doing YouTube. Because there always used to be guys who would try to stop people from branching out and doing their own thing. And I just learned to never be like that. Fuck that. Why are you going to try and hold people down just in the hope that you yourself grow? People just grow to hate you as a result of that. If there was a time I could have done this and built my own shit. Nah, fuck it. I want everybody to grow. Everybody grows, everybody's happy, everybody's cooking. And Said said it perfectly on his 100K celebration. There's plenty of food for everybody to eat, bro. I ain't gonna be a greedy fuck about it. So yeah, everybody grows, everybody eats. So also, everybody sub too. We need the rest of you lot to get involved as well.
10 minutes in, still 0-0.
Yeah, big up CCP, big up David, big up to every single one of you guys. Big up all of you guys. Big excited, bro. Hey. No, CJ, that's the StreamYard link. Send me the What?
Wait, what do you need me to send you? Got it. All right.
So relaxed. So good. I'll smoke in the smoking room.
Oh, about you. My girls got to get the net. They're using the smart field team.
Yeah.
Jealous.
Jealous. Yep. It should have been me. God, also broken room the whole house. What Ash?
My mic has been off this whole time. Arsenal are being urgent right now. Like 20 minutes in, they're trying to get the game moving. I guess if you guys didn't hear whatever I said prior, I said Arsenal have been one of the teams when it comes to like set pieces last year. I think they probably scored the most goals from set pieces last year. So it's a strength that they have. So when it comes to set pieces, when it comes to Watkins against, Saliba and Gabriel, Watkins is gonna have to be a bit stronger. And when you're trying to bring your team into play, you have to be a lot stronger than that. Tielemans, that midfield battle, you and Onana, you're gonna have to cover a lot of those spaces in midfield. Good thing for them is McGinn is always gonna drop into midfield to provide them with some coverage, so they're gonna be fine. They got Rogers in there as well, who can drop a bit deeper, probably make this formation look more like a 4-4-2 with Watkins and Bailey as the strikers. But yeah, I think Arsenal are going to always have a lot of the ball. Arsenal always going to have more possession. I think Villa are probably going to have to hit Arsenal on the counter, and that's just how the pattern of the game is probably going to be. So
I probably know that face. I probably know that. I probably know that face.
Onana, yeah, got a ball carry, lay it off to Bailey. Bailey just hurt himself. And looked like he just twisted something.
Yeah, no, tribalism. Yeah, as well.
About 20 minutes in, and Villa already have potentially two players who are gonna have to need replacing. Bailey looks like he's in a lot of pain, and this was a no contact injury as well. You already know those ones be so bad when the player just falls by himself with no one near him. Yeah, those ones are a big problem for sure.
Oh yeah, yeah, I've seen them before. Jeez, me and Paul's might not have seen them on the Monday. Yeah. No, Leon Bailey's down now.
Yeah.
Yo, we're looking at top five.
It twists up in ankle.
Hey, that
bro.
Sterling sign looks nice now, huh?
It twists up in ankle.
Two players.
So Arsenal out here just hurting people now.
Well, who's the first
One
person?
on the set pieces. Matty Cash.
Manny Cash.
He's been substituted.
I don't think so, but he probably. Yeah, he did. He did.
Yeah, he got
He was something. He got something.
right before that corner that remember we were just talking about that corner?
21 minutes in, and Villa gonna have to have two first team players out already. Is Bailey going to be out, or is he going to come back in? Okay. Bailey says he's good to go. So let's see.
I would say it depends on how serious he is.
The ankle injury. I don't even think he's still on pitch.
That was a bad ball by McGinn.
Yeah, because again, it's also
You know what it was? Regardless, though, they loaned down to they got Villa.
Villa last year when they signed Diaby, right? I thought Diaby, Watkins, Bailey, I thought that front three was going to be really devastated. And Diaby just never really lived up to the hype. But I think they still made their money back and potentially more. So they're comfortable with that. Villa this week have been linked with Raheem Sterling. And look, I don't know if I don't know if Sterling is going to be looking at Villa as a potential destination. But then again, you know what? You never know. Villa in the Champions League, so they have a lot to offer. They have a good manager. They have a competitive team. I mean, Sterling joining this team would not be the worst thing, if we're being honest. You have Sterling on the other flank, and you have Watkins through the middle, Rogers, Bailey on one side. I mean, I think that's still a pretty strong midfield. But then you're gonna have to have one less attacker in there. So are you gonna take out McGinn, Tielemans, or Onana if Sterling is playing this game? So that will be the only thing really. But Sterling, look, if Villa do make a move for Sterling and he actually goes, I think it'll be a decent fit, consistent game time. Look, I think he still probably wants to go to the next World Cup anyway. And Sterling is only about 29. And that would probably be like his potentially his last like big tournament he could probably get called up to. So I think he needs to make the move for his personal goals, being able to still play for England. Um, and I think that'll be it. Because look, at the end of the day, Maresca said you're not part of his plans. So you just got to find something that works for you. Again, it doesn't mean if Crystal Palace come calling, and with all due respect, the Palace, you go to Palace. But if that's the only option you have, and you're gonna get some consistent game time, then go for it. You know what I mean? Then just go for it. So, bro, why will Oli look? Oli Watkins is one of those guys who has so much quality, yeah. But he misses some of these chances that don't even make any sense. Like this, you should be putting this in the back of the net. You rushed that finish way too quickly. Didn't hit it cleanly. It should be 1-0 Villa right now. Difference is if Arsenal had that opportunity, Watkins just did, they score. It's really that simple. You actually score. So Timber, okay, didn't really have couldn't really get out of there, to be honest. Um, Arsenal on the attack. Havertz defending, cleared Villa. Watkins, yes, got to be a bit stronger there, but that's okay. Good center forward play. Cleared out. Thank you. Arsenal win the ball back. Odegaard, Saka, Ben White on the overlap. Odegaard, goal kick. So Arsenal this summer window, they've gotten in Marino from Sociedad. They've gotten in Califiori from Bologna. So they've added, bodies, they've added quality. I think I saw something that Gabriel Jesus is missing this game because of a groin injury as well. So look, I think when it comes to Arsenal competing and beating Man City, and I'm probably gonna say this a lot in other, Arsenal games that I cover, they're gonna have to do so much more than Man City have done or Man City have to win the league. Like Man City's a staple. Like Man City is the goal. So as an Arsenal, what you want to do is you want to get more goals into this team. Now, again, granted, scoring goals was never Arsenal's problem, and conceding was never their problem either. Like Brian had 16 clean sheets last season. So again, defensively, they were resolute. Defensively, you cannot get at Arsenal. But in certain games where they dropped points, could they have done a bit better? Could they have had that extra bit of quality, someone to come in and turn some of those draws into wins? And I think that's where Arsenal has to look to improve. I don't think, again, Jesus, it really doesn't give you a season's worth of work. in that team anyway. So it's like you need somebody else up there. Kai Havertz, yeah. I think Havertz definitely had a good season by all accounts. And considering the kind of seasons he had at Chelsea before he went to Arsenal, I think that was a great season for him. You know, by like 14 goals to like 16 assists. So he had 20 goals and assists as a forward, and then when he played in midfield, sometimes look, that's good output enough for a player in your team, whether he's a striker or it's a midfielder. So I just think that they need to add more. Think they need to add more goals into this team. For me, that's what they need. Like I said, they scored the most goals they've ever had in a Premier League season, but I think they need someone who's clinical. You know what I mean? Now, if you get a good striker in, if you get a Gyökeres or even you get a Victor Osimhen in, now you just instantly your favorites to win the league. Man City have Gundogan come back in. They had Savio. I mean, we've all seen what Savio could do. First game of the season, and even today, he was moving like a Riyad Mahrez. Like, so they've gotten their Mahrez replacement. They've gotten their Gundogan back by signing Gundogan again. You know, yeah, they sold Julian Alvarez. So again, his goals, we're gonna see who and whom fill that void because he gave them about 19 goals in all comps last season. How many did he score in the league? Let me see. Not even sure. But they're gonna have to replace all the goals that they're gonna be missing from him in the league at the end of the day. So can Savio be that difference? I mean, you know, Gundogan is always clutch when it comes to like the tail end of the season. That's when Gundogan becomes exceptional. Like he's already good or he's already great, but then he gets even greater. Last 10 games of the season, listen, Gundogan is it's like he's an animal, you know. So they already got have him back. Their defense again was always strong. Defense, Man City didn't have no defensive issues. They didn't need to really sign anyone. Like Man City are able to have Ake Stones on their bench. Like it's not even a joke at this point. So City are they're the pinnacle. You want to overtake Man City, you have to just win all your games. Essentially, again, is it impossible? Arsenal are the only team that have gone invincible in the Premier League. So yes, it's possible, but I don't think they're going to go a whole season without losing a game. That's not going to happen. I think if I had to say or predict how many games I could see Arsenal probably lose in this season, you can look at only a few games like Liverpool away, Man City away. That's 2 losses. Um, again, you can have some of these little teams surprise you, but that's only already 2 teams I can pinpoint that do can do something. You know, can they lose to Chelsea away? Chelsea hasn't beaten Arsenal in like 4 seasons, so I don't even know if we can beat. I mean, again, we can beat Arsenal, but are we probably going to beat Arsenal on probabilities? Most likely not. So again, it will be the Man City Liverpool game that could be a big factor. And again, they could lose to Man City at home as well. Like Man City are that team that can beat Arsenal home and away. So I was only able to tell you 3 losses, and I don't even think they lost more than 5 games last season, really. So it's just Arsenal is going to be strong regardless, but they're going to have to do more than Man City to beat Man City. So
He's just
okay, there we go.
realize you can't do it on this one.
He needs to call his husband.
And I have to apologize to Jay and fucking Sammy. Get them back.
Yeah, it's 32 minutes. It's still 0-0. listen, for City fans, for us rival fans, I think this is perfect. Because we don't want Arsenal to win this game. That's just the reality. So we'll take this right now.
In the real naturally, please stand up. I think they're selling something to me. So,
Oh, sorry guys. Oh, Arsenal in. It's gonna be 1-0. Cleared. Defending by Bailey. Okay, McGinn. Rogers. Go ball to Watkins. Gotta be strong. Yes. But Saliba is stronger.
Where you going, Steve? Go back to your spot.
Yeah, bro.
I mean, if it's violent conduct, then it's got to be both of them, because Ben White did the same thing McGinn did. So, yeah. So, see that real quick. Lineup builder.
Yeah, no, that's a real thing, bro. That's a real one. I heard Fulham won.
36 minutes in. Villa holding their own, but this game is like it's a matter of time before Arsenal really just start putting Villa to the sword. But Villa are playing at home again. It's never Villa have made Villa Park a hard place to go to in recent times. So, but Arsenal just they always have a gear they can go, they can go up into, and that's the scary part. Clear, good defending.
Thank God I've seen it before. Then I was happy played it. Oh, Melon sent a video. What's this? Ah, shit. What? Oh, shit. That would be a night.
I swear to God, does Martinelli have a dribble package for this?
What can Martinelli do?
He's suffering stick truth.
That's the left stick. All he knows is the left stick. He doesn't know how to use the right stick. It's just the left stick.
Offside. Villa are making it very hard for Arsenal to play, and I'm here for it. But again, I still think Arsenal just eventually they're gonna just turn it up, win this game comfortably 2-0, and that's my thing. Like once they get that first goal, you're gonna see Villa try to come out, try to get the equalizer, and Arsenal just gonna hit them with a sucker punch. Just Chelsea are looking for like defenders, right? You could look at someone like Konza. You know, Konza, look, it's not going to be cheap, right? Villa are probably going to slap like 60, 70 M's on Konza. But, and you know what? I don't think he's even worth it. Konza is like he's like a 30, 35 million max type of player. But because you're trying to take away their one of their best defenders, they're going to charge you a premium. It's what, about 7 days until the window ends. So not a lot of teams have time to really find replacements. So if you go to a Villa for someone like an Ezri Konza, listen, you're paying premium. Just so that one, they can sell them to you, and two, so they can find their replacement as well. Okay, Bailey.
That's why I kind of raised Charles in the third because he actually scored a good goal.
Partey. Rice. Martinelli. I think Havertz was trying to take a touch and then shoot. Just was a very heavy touch. Just very heavy touch. Okay.
You have to be a generational crybaby to be moaning that we didn't get on Rodri on that any point.
Guys, here we go.
Oh no, here we go. No. Here we go. Medical. Verbal agreement between both clubs, and now the players going for a medical. That's what I've learned. It doesn't mean the transfer is done. It means medical is now happening. So someone hit me like that's right. Yeah, they're trying to save you with Broyo.
This first half just went by so fast. Like, it's not been a boring game because again, there's been some sort of like urgency, at least from one team's perspective. Here we go, Rogers. Okay. Okay. Oh, good goalie. Good goalkeeping by Raya. It's not a bad run by Rogers either. Just was jinking through the defense, just given the chance to just keep running.
He's from the City Academy. One time Middlesbrough, one time Villa.
Rice with a switch to Saka. Okay. Good press in Villa. Arsenal took the ball all the way back into their half. It's Gabriel. Ben White. I'm curious to see how Marino fits in this team. Like, I know, he's probably going to come in and play that left 8 position, but then that just means, your Timbers ain't going to play. I don't know if Califiore plays, but Zinchenko, I mean, I think Arsenal fans really wouldn't care what happens to Zinchenko's position in this team anyway. So, But Arteta trusts him. You know, I believe the coach trusts him, and Zinchenko is always going to play in this team. So Rogers,
That's the real one. That's the real
Bailey,
one.
but yeah. So again, it will be interesting to see when Marino plays, but at least we know that Havertz is going to be their what you call it. Kai Havertz is going to be their um he's going to be their number what you call it, their number one striker. I still feel like they might need a forward though. They need they need a Arsenal needs a goal scorer. That's just if you're gonna beat Man City, because like Man City's already gone 4 in a row, looking like they're about to go 5 in a row. So for me, you need to like you just need to be better than City, man. And it's hard to do because Man City just have they always have an extra two, you know, levels they can go in. So yo, Martinelli needs to he has to like improve like his output. Like he's the type of winger you most likely know what he's going to do, which again, yeah, most good wingers you kind of know what they're gonna do. The problem is, can you stop it? No. Iron Robin had that same move, and you can never stop it. But Martinelli's always head down and just drive at a player. Like he does it. Sometimes he comes off as like just not aware of the space he has to work with and where everybody else is. You know, so just got to do better. I think if Trossard was in the pitch right now, guarantee you that left side is looking a bit different. It's looking a bit dangerous, actually. That was like the worst type of ball Watkins could have played back into midfield. And you know what's even more interesting? Like the season before last, Arsenal did so much better, and they got enough. They got closer to Man City, and then the season next, you know, they added Havertz. They added no. When did Arsenal sign Havertz again? Was it last season? Yeah, I think they added Havertz last season, and they added Declan Rice as well. Or did they add Havertz the season before? Can't even remember right now because this all these timelines are just like mixed up in my head right now. But my point is, they went spent 100 M's on Declan Rice to improve that midfield, and it just it still didn't help. They need that striker, man. If Arsenal and look, Gyökeres is a name that a lot of people have talked about, but when I just watch Gyökeres, like in terms of just his style of play, something about him just screams to me like he looks good in Portugal, but then once it comes to England, I feel like he struggles with the pace of the game and like just the physicality and how strong these center backs seem to just play when it comes to like the Premier League. These guys are just more very physical. They're just the league is tougher. When you hear these guys come from like Germany, other leagues, they say, you know what, the Premier League is so fast paced and the physicality and the intensity is there. So Gyökeres for me, look, he looks good in the Portuguese league, but I don't know. Something about him just screams to me like he's gonna come in and then you know what? Let me caveat this by saying, depending on the team he goes to. If a Gyökeres goes to an Arsenal, then I definitely think yes. You see a much better you see a much better like output from him. But when it comes to just I don't know, like Gyökeres going to teams like a Man U or a Chelsea or I don't know. I feel like even at a Spurs, like Gyökeres might thrive only because they create more for their forwards. And I don't know, man. Gyökeres just looks like he's not gonna make it here. Like we've seen this before. Darwin Nunes, big example. Again, somewhat of like different players, but Nunes was really killing it in the Portuguese league as well. So I don't know. I don't know. I don't know, man. Gyökeres just looks like Tillemans.
My mate got tricked last night. We were playing pro clubs and like, oh, for example, or like, what do you mean? The timeline ain't even going crazy. Oh, yeah, you as well, bro. Fuck. Although, read the name out again. So sports. Shout out to Josh. Slow sports. And it's how this stuff fake boys. Same thing with the timeline. Everyone else will be saying the same thing. Something that happens.
Onana made a good move leaving Everton, man. Like it's a big upgrade, yo. Like it's such a big upgrade. Champions League, a team that you're not going to be fighting relegation with for a while. Yeah, just but see, I think weren't United linked to him at one point? I think Chelsea were linked to Onana. Even Arsenal at some points were linked to Onana. And he's the type of six, or he's just the type of midfielder that like I think he can add a bit to your team. Yeah, of course. Sometimes he looks like he's chasing his first touch and he just doesn't look as tidy sometimes. But like, the guy's like 6'4", 6'3", just physically imposing. Aerial duels, he's gonna win them. He's got them long legs so he can glide around the pitch, just intercepted. Like Onana's not a bad player. I think the price they sold him for 50 M's, a bit on the pricier side. But again, this is just the market now. The market now, you see guys like Omorodion being sold to Chelsea for like 35 M's almost. And then, you know, when he goes to Porto is a cheaper fee. But guys, it's halftime. It's still 0-0. I'll be back before the second half starts. And sub to the channel, like the video. After the game, I'm gonna be on for a bit. Just in depthly previewing the Wolves game tomorrow. Who might play, who might not play, and yeah. And then I think around 4:30, I'm gonna be on a different channel, Judge Mo. So again, if you guys want to check that out, potentially I might be on that channel. So we'll see. But people, 15 minutes. I'll be right back. Guys, second half's about to start. It's 0-0. If you just joined in, Matty Cash had to be substituted. I think he pulled a hammy. So Villa had to make that change. Just had to make that change. But
Bro, it's not too high for our wage structure.
We just got rid of the highest.
And we're gonna get rid of Sterling, so why can't we?
That's not I'll fucking bring it to you, David. Joes.
Time on. That's what I've said all summer. But Lewis, what's been my thing about the striker? As long as his name is Victor. As long as his name is Victor, I don't care who our striker is. You want me to get? If you want to go get Guy Perez, sure. You could get Bony Face for all I care.
Yeah, fucking big.
46 minutes in, still 0-0.
That's why it works.
This game, yeah. This game is looking like around the 75th-ish minute. Arsenal take the lead. I think whoever gets the first goal in this game potentially goes on to win it. I genuinely think whoever gets the first goal in this game is definitely going to win it. So, yeah. It'll be interesting. Ball. Good run from Rice. You know, Declan Rice for me is one of those like interesting guys where like I know he breaks play well and like defensively he's really good, right? And he definitely improved his output when it came to like set pieces, but I'm still trying to just analyze him just on a personal level like what does he really like offer to this Arsenal team? Like he's definitely not a number 8, right? He can play the 6. He's not creative enough for me to play the 8. Um it's not really a goal scorer to play the 8, right? Because if you have someone playing in the 8 row, you need someone who can lace it, okay? Someone who has somewhat of an eye for goal. And Rice isn't it. Now Marino's potentially probably going to play that role, but is he also like that goal scorer midfielder Arsenal need? No. You know, you want your goals shared, but I don't know, man. Like I'm trying to think. If I look at certain players in this Arsenal team, like if I put a McAllister in that team instead of Rice, does this team just look a lot better than it actually does? If you throw like a Caicedo in that team, would it look better than it does? If you throw um a what you call it? If you throw what's his name, the kid from United, um, why is his name escaping me right now? Kobe Mainu. Does that role look differently when you throw these options into that team? But it'll be interesting. Um, Interception. Again, don't go ball, okay? Yo, this Rogers guy has been like, he's been slicing through Arsenal's midfield. Pace, power, skill. Just, yo, he's giving it to everybody. Pause. Like, everybody can come get some. He's playing that role really well. He's hard to like. You know who he'll be reminding me of sometimes? Loftus Cheek used to be that kind of player where you couldn't get the ball off of him. Like he was able to glide through midfield. He was strong. Loftus Cheek on the salary was a cheat code, man. The kid was adding goals to his game. He was adding assists. That hat trick when he scored in the Europa League at Stamford Bridge, I was like, yo, you know what? This guy's really going to develop into a top player. And then we had that stupid friendly, meaningless friendly in America. Had that injury and then he just never came back from that. It was so unfortunate, yo, because and same thing with Broja. Like played a pointless friendly in in the US again. At that point of the season, like that was not it. It was pointless. Bro, he got injured again, you know? Like regardless of where they played, that's not my point. Is like that friendly should have just never happened anyway. Like you're in the middle of your season with Loftus Cheek, like we were getting up to the Europa League final. So him even playing in just that game alone, it's just pointless. Like we should have sent reserves. These guys who never got any type of game time, they should have been the people playing these games. But you know, it's monetary. I think it's good exposure, good advertisement. But yeah, this mid season friendly, some of these teams play. I don't get it because you're just kind of putting your players at risk of getting injuries. Like it's pointless.
I'm gonna bounce back to this street, but take care, man. That's up, man. Love. I was trying to ask you why I'm not back in Aston. I'm like, nah, fuck that. I don't care. They'll drop points somewhere for the season. We on. I don't need Arsenal just for this. Fuck that. Great dream.
You know what? I just peeped. Like Arsenal are going to be competing, right? Villa, them, and Spurs and these guys. The other guys we're going to have to be competing with top four. I've said this in my videos. So Villa almost just took the lead. What a save by David. Yo, Watkins again, bro. Watkins, man. Yo, Watkins, bro. You plays that ball anywhere else where Raya does. Come on. Just Raya has so much time. Just go back to where he's already getting up from. Bruh. Watch Arsenal go the other end and show them how to finish. Villa, man. If they if Villa loses game, that's on them. Partey, Rice, Odegaard. That was the midfield that we've been told if they stay fit and they stay together, they have to win the league. And so far, Partey's fit. He's playing. So let's see how they get along with that. Ball. Bailey. Good. Strength. Good recovery by Martinelli. Yo, I think Villa had the opportunities to the two good opportunities in this game. Villa should be up 2-0 right now. That's a sitter he just missed. Villa should be up 2-0. Villa should be up 2-0, honestly. Yo, this Rogers kid looks good, man. Like the way he's playing, the way he's gliding through that midfield, like, yo, he's one of those next ones, big teams are gonna be looking at. I think where did he come from? Morgan Rogers. I think he played when we played one of these championship teams last year. He played against Chelsea. I think that's where Villa got him from. And he's looked pretty all right in this midfield. He's looked pretty solid in this game, actually. It's not bad. Villa have had the two best chances in this game. Villa should be 2-0 up. They should be 2 up right now. What is oh no, come on, bro. That was a free header. The timing was bad. Just everything was off. That was a free header, too. Free header. Free. Free, bro. Get it. Free. Free header. Could have did. He should have done a lot better with that effort, but we move, man. But now Villa should be up right now. Villa have had the best chances in this game. They should be 2-0 up. Game done. Arsenal trying to at least equalize. Villa can just in the pitch, man. They just got bodies everywhere. That's 1, 2, 3. Like four. They're playing like a 4-5-1, almost like a mid block. But Arsenal they just need one chance to just hurt you. Okay, Digne, Odegaard, Martinez, commanding goalkeeping. Onana, okay. Watkins just took too long to get a shot off. Took too long. Yeah, man. This Rogers guy, bro, he's strong. Jeez, bro. This guy's doing every. Bro, look at. Oh, no, 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 no. Nah, Rogers is something else, bro. 1 second. That's crazy.
Not Milan. No.
Nah, Rogers is something different, bro. He's special. Rogers is a special kid.
Joe might go get him in a couple of years. Hey, what's Joey? I know you're dialed in here. Are they trying to pull Chelsea over there at Ipswich with Armando Broya? Yep. All right. I have to revoke our support for the fucking tractors in that case. Is that what their name is? Is that the tractors? They think they're the tractors.
Oh, great defending, yo. Saliba, man. This guy is just graceful with his defending. He reads everything. You barely have him rattled. Man, I need a defender like this in my team. That guy is just good, bro. Guy is just good. Just good at just a good defender. Oh, Saka looked like he was off, you know. Turn. Oh, yeah. Villa. Onana. Shield that ball. It's a foul. Yo, this Villa midfield, man. They have everything. I ain't even gonna lie. Villa's midfield is it's a serious midfield. You got the control in Tillemans. You know, you have the height and the strength in yeah, Saka looked like he was offside. And Onana, and then you just have the ramming. Oh, there you go. John Duran on, Watkins off. Yeah, Watkins has not had a good game. I think that's the right decision, honestly. And Jalen Ramsey, McGinn. Yo, they're bringing in more technical players, just ballers, man. Maybe not Duran, but Ramsey's a nice player to have. Arsenal have brought Trossard in, Martinelli off. Again, Martinelli not looking great today. It's cool, you know. It happens, man. Everyone has those bad games. But yeah, Villa's midfield is very strong. This kid Rogers, man. Big teams are going to be looking at him real soon because the way he's little boy in Arsenal's entire midfield, like no one can stop him, yo. Partey can't stop him. Defenders can't stop him. These guys are all bouncing off of him. Villa. Oh, why? Oh, Konza. Konza, man. Oh, just oh, yo, it was this close to being in, bro. This close. Villa have had the best chances in this game so far. Like it should have been 3-0 to Villa right now. No lie. They've just been the better team. But again, Arsenal were in it. It takes one chance, and then before you realize, Arsenal take the lead, game's done. Here you go. And all this would have been for nothing. But I like Villa's midfield, man. They're going. You know what, bro? Villa's gonna be a problem this season. Like with the way they're playing, this is another season under Unai Emery, bro. Villa, yeah. I put Chelsea in the top four because I'm hoping we make it. But with the way Villa, I'm sorry, with the way they're playing in this game, the way they're hanging in, they're toe to toe with Arsenal right now. Yo, listen. One nothing. What did I say? Yo, football is a funny old game, bro. It's a funny, funny game. Trossard comes in unmarked, 1-0 Arsenal. What have I been saying this whole time, guys? You keep missing all these chances, you're going to get punished. Arsenal just need one chance, one goal. This game should have been 3-0 right now. Now it's 1-0 to Villa. And again, Leo I can't even remember his first name, but Trossard anyway comes in, ghost in. Nobody even picks him up. Just now that ball is in, man. That ball is in. Finish 1-0 Arsenal. It's a good goal too. It's a good goal. Oh man. I mean, they still have some time. They still have about 22 minutes um to potentially get the equalizer. So, but this is what happens when you don't take your chances, you keep missing all your chances. Arsenal are going to punish you. Like and look, Trossard is arguably Arsenal's best finisher at this club. Like that's not even a that's not a debate. That's not a conversation. Trossard is Arsenal's best finisher in this team. That's just reality. And here he goes again. Yeah. Villa now what does Villa have what can they do? Because now they have to respond. So we'll see how we'll see how they perform in this game, honestly. Let's see what Villa does in this game. Arsenal. Arsenal have the wind in their sails now. Arsenal are going to now Villa has to come out. Now Villa has to really try and go and get that equalizer because Arsenal could just sit on this. Arsenal could just sit on this lead and just wait. It's no need for them to rush anything. They could take their time. They can pass the ball around. I mean, Arsenal could just do whatever they want at this point. Yeah. Just need one opportunity, one goal. And this is what good teams do. Big teams, this is what big teams do. This is what big teams do. They get an opportunity and they punish you. And Arsenal are just showing Villa how it's done. Because they should have been out of sight. Like Villa should have had Arsenal chasing this game, not the other way around. So It's unfortunate. About 20 minutes. I mean, they still got time. 20 minutes with additional time. We'll see what they could do. But I think that goal is definitely like it's really, really broken Villa. Okay. Duran. Okay. Strength. Ball. Nah. Should have played that. Should have played that ball to Duran. Ramsey. Okay. Turn. Havertz. Havertz has been pretty much non-existent in this game, to be fair. Like I've barely mentioned this guy's name that often. Like he's not been in the game at all. Corner, Villa. Yeah. See, and that's the thing. Arsenal's defense, bro. Saliba, Gabriel, these guys are always going to make sure Arsenal have a chance in this game. It's just sad.
When you get to walk tomorrow, man?
Yeah, of course. I'll go.
What time you get? Oh, no. Nah. But I heard they've rented out a nightclub for like the away from
They cancelled it.
Oh, nah.
Yeah, the place. The place. Said that the place cancelled it.
Oh, yeah, it's a card. It's a yellow card. It's late. Yep. I mean, Villa's midfield has still had a good game, man. They've had a good game. It's just that one moment unlocked them, and you can't look. Arsenal have had to be patient. They've had to be under the cush for a while. They've had to deal with a lot of pressure, but big teams, good teams always find a way. Man, I remember when we signed that the transfer window when we signed Mudryk, and I think Brighton was trying to sell Trossard, and I think he didn't want to stay there. I believe some fans we were like, "Yo, go get Trossard as well. Like, get them both." Because Trossard has always been a special player, bro. Like, even in the Brighton team, you could just tell like this guy was quality. Like, you go score hat tricks against Liverpool like it's nothing. Like, what? Nah, Trossard was always a baller, man. Always a baller for Brighton. So I'm not even gonna hold you when he didn't want to stay at Brighton. And we even after we had signed Mudryk, I was like, yo, go sign Trossard. I was like, yeah, go get me Trossard still.
It's not like far better than Gallagher.
Oh, Rogers. Look at that turn, yo. Ball. Oh, this Rogers, man. Yo, Villa have 10 days. Villa have 10 days to keep Rogers. They have about 10 days, bro, because I can already see teams lining up to take this guy because yo, the skill, the close control, maybe not the end product as much, but just the quality, the technique. Yo, this kid got it. And Rogers ain't even probably that old. He's probably what, like 20, between 20 to like 23. And he's got at Arsenal's midfield on strings this whole game. So I had this midfield on strings the whole game. And what's his name? Bailey has been hiding in this game, to be fair. Nah, Duran is getting caught up by Havertz. Nah, bro. Keep this guy away from my club. Ain't no way. Ain't no way Durant should be getting dispossessed by Havertz in that scenario. Absolutely not. Mm. Mm. Durant should not be catching up to Havertz over there, man. Should not be catching up to Havertz. Nope, should not. Definitely should not. Okay, Rose Barkley, Matt. See, that's the depth Villa have too. To be able to bring in a Barkley was one of the the most effective midfielders in the league last year. He played for what's the name of the team that just went down? Luton Town, and he was their best player, arguably. And he's already played for Villa before. So when they picked him up, I thought that was a good piece of business. Like Barkley is at that point of his career where he's found like that consistency. And like when he first came out, he was one of those eights, but then he could play in the 10 because he Barkley was like Anthony Gordon, but on steroids when he was coming up in terms of just the ability to beat a man and just like be dangerous. Barkley was that guy at Everton. Yeah, now injuries didn't really help. Went to Chelsea, didn't really do much. What a ball. And it's 2-0. 2-0 Arsenal. Game set and done. This is it. Martinez should have saved that, bro. Martinez should be making that save. Nah, this is he was on side. Martinez should be saving this, but look, if you don't shoot, you don't score. That's just the reality. You don't shoot, you don't score. If you don't take a shot, the goalie doesn't spill it. That's it. And this game is effectively over. Arsenal are not they're not letting this lead slip. As good as Villa have been, it's just this game is match set and done. Yeah, this game is over. Game is over. This game is over.
They have a low quality life right now? Really? Really? I think they've been
If you associate yourself with Arsenal, your quality of life is
Calafiori. Y'all live in the same city. I don't know about that, bro. Like coast though.
in West London, the air's better, that's better. And also, we have a Champions League.
Joey, by the way, Joey, what do these Arsenal kids look like? Because you should know they're what these Arsenal kids. They look like Mexico's kids. I know they're supposed to be Palestine.
Califiori on for his debut.
You think that's it?
That's what it's supposed to be. That's the color it's supposed to be. Over the bar. Really? Well, shit.
Wow.
Come on.
Well, that's a sitter. Odegaard just blazed that over the bar.
Come on now. He's not even in the back.
He's trying to hide about.
He tried to like just smack this in.
Shows.
No waste of drop. Yeah.
up Alex. Welcome back, Alex. Big up, Alex. Here we go. Let's feel relaxed now. What's going on?
Oh, not much, brother. How are you?
Not much. Sad to screw up myself.
Yeah, man. Villa gave us hope for about 70 minutes. Yeah. About 70 minutes, gave us hope, and then he just killed it all. Just killed it all. But again, all this happens because they bring Trossard into the game. And then, yeah. Yeah. Thing is, Arsenal are just going to be a different team to like the rest. Villa could have played this way and won comfortably against any other team. But against Arsenal, you can't do that. You have to be on it. You have to be on it for the whole 90 minutes, and they just weren't. So, but for about 80 minutes, well, 70 minutes of this game, Villa gave us hope that they could have did a lot in this game. But yeah, that's it.
Well, Joey, I have money on Villa.
Yeah, Palace is next, then international break.
I don't start putting money on these teams until week 5.
No, it was a bet above the spread.
Did you get a Bolton ticket?
I'm like, that's how, when I just start to do.
No one I know got it.
Who's going to make the run?
Yeah, what about
Didn't hear nothing with him. I don't think anybody got it.
Villa going to have a good season. I think Villa going to do really well. Because for 70 minutes or so they've been in this game, they're going to be a problem. Villa are going to cause a lot of teams a lot of problems this year. But if they don't finish their chances, if they don't take their chances, then they're going to be back here where they are. But Villa are going to be a problem this year. Definitely. Just Trossard is just a player, man. He comes in and Arsenal's attack just looks so impactful, and it's just, bro, it's annoying, man, as a rival. Like one guy comes in and he just changes the way the whole team is played offensively. It's just annoying, bro. Oh, man. Good defending Saliba. Oh, the fist pumping is already on. Game day 2. Damn. Arsenal not playing with a clean sheet, man. They won that clean sheet. Yeah. I think Arsenal are really trying to get that. Like I've heard their fans say they're going to beat that Chelsea record of like 15 goals a season. And I'm kind of like, I don't know. I hope they don't. But yo, if any team is going to do it, not our London rivals, it will piss me off. Like it would legit annoy me. Saliba got to this point and didn't know what to do with the ball. That's how you know he's a defender. Wait. Kayo Saka.
Maybe it's a bad day, but I think they need another attacker, to be honest. Oh, wow. Like a Raheem Sterling? I think those Raheem Sterling. Why is it, and Lewis, your boots on the ground there in London, why is it all of a sudden that every pundit and their mother are coming out in defense of the players with every action that Chelsea makes? Garrett Bedford.
The narrative is that Chelsea's a fucking mess. So part of that narrative is to speak out against every action.
But it's not just piling on. It feels like legitimate collusion with everybody. They all decided.
Why is every fucking time Pulisic was on the bench if the USB was on the Tuchel? Why is Pulisic sit on the bench? Why is he writing the book?
Well, I hear you, but I hear you.
Oh, Durant! If only Durant can sort out his feet.
And this is the same guy that inspired City players in his press conferences for the last 2 weeks. So it's pretty gambling. Here comes the light.
Sterling's been so stinky, bro.
Yeah, it's expensive and stinks.
And he got his representative to come out after missing one. Bro, this is like that.
One thing Arteta is going to have to do this season is honestly, he's going to have to keep the likes of like Saka, Odegaard, Rice. You're going to have to kind of rotate these guys and give them some sort of like respite, man. You can't keep burning these guys out because eventually, listen, if they're not available for selection, then you're not going to be able to use them. You have a squad for a reason. Like you have options on the bench for a reason. So use them. And I like this sub he just did. 87 minutes into the game, take out Bukayo, man. There's no need for Saka to play the whole 90 minutes. The game is already won. Game is wrapped up. So just yeah.
Watkins go against Devon, so that's crazy. Arsenal could break on the best of 15 goals. No chance.
What's that, brother?
Disgrace. David Fisher says Arsenal will nick Osimhen off on last minute. Why are we so fucking randomly negative about everything, bro? They show any interest, and we're just saying, no, Arsenal are going to come in and take it from us. So, come on, bro.
When have they ever done that to us?
No, we did that to them.
Lewis, did you just ask why our fan base is actually negative?
Bro, have they ever done that to us?
It's about everything. Like, we're just randomly.
Lewis, that's your guys' natural state. It's where you feel most comfortable. It's when you're conflicted.
It's hysteria, bro.
It's ridiculous.
It's hysteria.
I mean, are these people
Like, not to be the rubber. Wait until Arsenal actually do something. Like, then worry. But now, like, no, it's just Chelsea there and nobody else.
Ramsey came into this game and it's just not really done much, bro. Like,
stress you out. Like, nah.
Bro,
We saw what happened when another team tried to take our number one target anyway. We saw what happened. You end up wearing our shirt anyway.
Bailey.
Thank you for the donation regardless. But, yeah. Galma Austin.
You know how good Lavia would have been last season?
Oh, he's so good.
Oh yeah, he would have kept Potter on the job.
Absolutely.
Thank the Lord.
Oh, come on. I would have loved to have seen Lavia, dude. I would have loved to see Lavia. I think he will be, without question, our best player this year. I think he's amazing.
So would I. If it wasn't Ross back to play,
Alex, what'd you say?
Nah, man. Yeah, Arsenal. Look, if it wasn't that Man City such a juggernaut, I would have definitely said Arsenal will probably win this league. And they still yet might, you know. Like this performance, this defensive solidity, this ain't new. These guys are just really good defensively. But bro, they're just they've ridden their luck a few times in this game. But at the end of the day, it's the scoreline that matters, you know. Villa should have been winning this game by the same scoreline Arsenal's winning this game right now. And they just didn't take their chances. Now Arsenal's gonna take the 3 points and we move. Just watching this Watkins chances back, and it's just annoying, bro.
Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah, that's stupid. I know. It's all right. We don't mind. Blame it on the Revolutionary War attacks. I mean, we did win. We're still bitter about it. You guys
Yo, Arsenal's defense is so good. Like Raya, I think is still a bang average goalie, in my opinion. Like I think Raya is an okay goalie, nothing spectacular, but the defense, they make it so hard to just do anything. They're like, yeah, they'll give you a few opportunities to score, but if you don't take it, done. Like Arsenal are becoming that team that if you get an opportunity and you get a chance, you have to take it because sooner rather than later, they're going to get their chances and they're going to punish you. They're becoming that team, man, that nobody likes to play. They're becoming that team that you do not want to play. They're becoming annoying. That's what Arsenal is right now. Just annoying to play against.
And then you think that Zhao on the left or somebody?
Yeah, so, I mean, your choice, really.
I'd like to.
John didn't have a full training, like a full preseason.
Oh, no, he actually did really well, Joe. He did really well for Atletico. One of the things I want to ask you, there's some people that are quoting peace about Madueke, and I'm sitting there thinking to myself, Billy Madueke's a good player. He is 6'1". He's young. He's very fast. Very good one-on-one, and he's obviously very driven. I don't know why anybody would want to get rid of him. I'm sure he wants to be a starter, and that's really up to him, not anybody else. But the idea of getting rid of a player like that who's not even close to survive, that's insane.
Yeah.
Oh, that was such a good ball by Havertz, man. Yeah, this game is done. This game is done, man. This game is done. That's it.
Madueke is literally twice the size.
Yeah, this game is done.
He looks like he's so built. Like I can see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Arsenal win this game, man.
Yeah.
I would not be honest.
Bruh. They're just like Arsenal is just that team, man. Just annoying to play against. Just they give you an opportunity, you don't take it. You're done. You're done. That's it.
Everybody's got bad games, but I just thought it was a consistent 7, and that's pretty good.
I just saw a training video of Cole Palmer score a goal.
Yeah.
That shit was for just the nonchalant.
Yeah.
Making the shot.
Unbelievable goal.
He's just
So,
so nonchalant.
Did you see Jamie Carragher say he was like working something out of his body?
But good game. Um, Arsenal move, man. Like this is going to be a big season for Arsenal. I think if they don't win the league this year, I think they still go again next year. Um, but for the most part, I think they'll be all right. It's just they're becoming like a couple of seasons ago, man. I said, I think was it like two seasons ago. I was like, you know what? We're gonna finish ahead of Arsenal. And then I just realized, yeah, we're not. Like rivalry aside, yo, these guys, these guys are levels, okay? These guys are levels above us. And that's just the reality. Like that's see, we're this used to be us, with the likes of your Man Uniteds, man. Like this level of consistency, we used to have it, you know? And then what happened, and here we are. Oh, but yeah, teams picked up results this weekend. Man City won their game. Arsenal just won their game. Spurs won their game 4-0. Like this Premier League season is going to be interesting. It's definitely going to be interesting for sure. Questions really do switch to tomorrow's game against Wolves. I'm gonna do. I'm gonna stay on for a bit. Do a quick. I already did my preview video, but just want to talk about that game a bit tomorrow. Because we have not beaten Wolves in a while. Like we have not beaten Wolves in a while, so that's gonna be something we'll look to change. And to be fair, like last year we should have. Like if
Now I've got to bounce off. I'm going to send everyone over to DJ's channel. But yeah, I'll be back tomorrow for the watch long. Big up everybody. Hit the like, subscribe. Good on us. For fuck's sake. Oh.
but all the big teams have picked up results this weekend, and we need to do the same next tomorrow because like we look at the end of the day we're trying to go up the table, right? People streaming in from Lewis's channel, welcome people, welcome to my channel. Uh, Again, this is what we do, right? We all love the game, we all support the same team, and want to help each other out grow. So Aquaba, Aquaba in my language means welcome. So welcome to the channel. Just seen Arsenal beat Villa, and I was saying like on my stream, Arsenal are starting to become the team that I really despite. Like they're just hard to beat. Now, like that used to be us, bro. Like we used to go into games knowing that yeah, we're gonna win this game comfortably. Like we didn't need to sweat. And Arsenal slowly for me, bro, over the last year or so, they've started to build that kind of identity. And now they're just pissing me off. Because like even watching this game, I just knew they were going to win that game. Like once Trossard came in, I was like, yep, watch Arsenal stink up the joint, almost concede 2 goals, and go ahead and win this game. What do? Win this game 2-0. And I think the scoreline definitely did flatter Arsenal because Villa should have been up by like 2, 3 goals. If Watkins could have finished, they would have been in a better position, to be honest. Like, Trossard comes in, it's just annoying, bro. Because like now, when I look at where we're at and where they're at, I just see the gap, and I could just hope we get to that level eventually, you know. But the good thing for them is they've had continuity. They've had the same manager for like 4 or 5 years now, and they've built the team gradually, gradually. I'm still picking Man City to win this league, to be fair, because again, they've been there, they've done it. Man City is the best team, you know. But I just tomorrow we'll see how we get along against Wolves. But guys, you've joined the channel. Please sub to the channel, like the video. You're gonna see me on Lewis's streams more. And again, just check out what we do out here. I appreciate you even coming through. Definitely sub to the channel. I think we're on 74. If all of you can sub right now, I think we'll probably be like at 100 subs right now. But the link for the StreamYard is in the chat. If you guys want to hop on, I just want to do like a quick preview of the game tomorrow. I've already done my preview video, but again, it's always nice to kind of hear what other people want to say about the game. We haven't beaten Wolves in like the last 5 games we've played. Wolves has won 3, we've won 1, and then we've drawn 1, I believe. So it's just tomorrow. However, like this is one of those we've had a bad, we've just had a bad history going to the Molyneux, but tomorrow we have to just kind of correct these rights, because we're trying to, like, when I saw Villa play today, I was like, this team is probably going to go far, like guaranteed. If they play like this, against other teams, Villa going to pick up results. They already did so much better than us, and they just keep adding more quality. They have a good coach. You saw that midfield today. Tielemans, Onana, and damn, what's the guy's name? The kid who was everyone was just bouncing off of this guy, Rogers. You look at that midfield, and you're just like, this midfield works, and Watkins missed a bunch of chances, but eventually he's going to score those chances. He's going to get those chances again, and he's going to put them away. So if we're trying to be better than your Man United, again, who they also lost today. I predicted it was going to be a 2-1 loss. I'm happy they lost, but we should do better than United, right? When it comes to Villa, on paper, we have currently, I think on paper, we have a much better team than Villa. Like, no one can dispute that. If you look at our midfield options, we on paper have a better midfield than Villa, but theirs probably works a lot better than ours because they just have that understanding. They have that system that has been set. You look at our forward line, I'm sure, bar maybe like Rogers. Again, I know some people would take Bailey. Like, Bailey's a good winger, right? But if you gave Villa the pick off the options we have, I'm sure they're snapping your fingers off for your Felixes, your Nkunkus. They'll take Neto. Probably wouldn't take Jackson. But again, on paper, we should have a better team than Villa. And that should be the goal. But tomorrow, we play Wolves. My starting 11, I would have played Jorgensen. I honestly would have started Jorgensen in tomorrow's game. But again, Maresca himself has come out and said Sanchez is going to be the Premier League goalkeeper and Jorgensen is going to be the Conference League and the Cups. I'll play Jorgensen. Like, we've already seen what Sanchez can do and what he cannot do. He has limitations to his game. So for me, I would definitely want to see Jorgensen start. I think he's probably going to go with Fofana. Let me bring the lineup builder up really quickly, people. And then we could talk about the Lukaku here we potentially go. But you know how it is. Now you got to be waiting. You got to make sure it's actually confirmed before you can celebrate. You got to make sure it's confirmed before you can celebrate that whole transfer. Because we've seen the whole Broya situation and it might be falling through. So here's the lineup builder. for me tomorrow, if you guys, let me share the screen really quickly. Here we go. Right. So this would be build this team, right? For me, I think I go Jorgensen and go. Why can't I spell today? Jorgensen for me starts and go. Again, I want to see the back of Sanchez as much as I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys want to do. But he's here. Maresca's probably going to play him. And over here, I think I'm going to go for Fofana. I'm going to go Big West. I think, like Fofana, yeah, I know a lot of rivals have been kind of just disrespecting the guy. And I get it. He's been out for a minute. But I still hope that if he can be a quarter of the defender that we played against in that FA Cup when we lost, look, he might never reach those heights. He might never get back to that level. But this is what we have, okay? And it doesn't look like they're going to add on to it unless some guys leave. So for me, Fofana, build some minutes. Colwell plays in this position for me. So we go Colwell. I think Cucurella probably starts this game, if we're being honest. Cucurella plays that game. I think Lavia probably starts. Lavia is one of the first names on this team sheet. My only question would be, does he go with Augusto in midfield, or does he just go two midfielders with Lavia and then potentially like a Caicedo? Again, Maresca he's been flexible so far. Like he's been surprising us with some of these lineups. So I'm just going to put what I want to see. I think I want to see Caicedo playing in that right center position, because if this switches to like a traditional back four, Caicedo can just fill into that position, being the right back that inverts into midfield. Want to see Lavia in here, because why not? This guy, again, I've said in some of my streams, we've been very unfortunate that he has not been fit. Like as of last season, bro, we missed that quality midfield. We had to rely on Enzo, Caicedo. We had to rely on Conor Gallagher, who's left. So I think he's going to have a big season. Like he has to. And thank Bowley and those people for not letting this guy go to Liverpool. Because I think if Liverpool had a Lavia Caicedo in their midfield, I think they challenge for the league last year, and that's not even a question. See with Cole Palmer, right? I wouldn't want to start him in this game because one, he barely had in the preseason, and then I know people will say, well, you have to play him into form. But I just don't want it to get to a point where it becomes an over-reliance, because last season he was Chelsea. Cole Palmer was everything about this club, right? So again, the few games he's played in, last game he played as a false nine, so I wouldn't count that. But even when he started against Man City, he just didn't look ready. Like the guy doesn't look match fit, right? So I know people will play him. I wouldn't, but you know what? Cole Palmer probably plays in this game. I would have just played Nani. I think Nani deserves to start, to be honest with you. But Maresca also did say Neto might not be ready to start this game as well. So then with that midfield, what do? Do you bring Enzo back into the midfield? Do you play Nkunku in midfield, or do you play him out wide? Again, I think Jackson is most likely going to start this game. So let me just go with Jackson. And guys, the link is in the chat. What's good, Jojo? So if you want to come in and let me know what your starting 11 will be, please come on. Don't be shy. So now these three options, let's just rule out Neto, because again, he's probably not going to start. I think in this position, I'd probably start Nkunku right there. I feel like Enzo might start this game, so I might as well just go ahead and put Enzo here. I think he starts this game. Where is he? Let me just do Fernandez. Let's just do Fernandez. Yeah. Wait, why can't I? Oh, here we go. I think he starts this game. He came in last game, added some bit of quality. And I know you guys might not want to hear this, but I feel like Mudryk probably starts this game as well, only because, again, he's probably not going to play Neto. And Nkunku, clearly, we all know, in that position right there, that's an experiment that should not keep going on, right? We ain't got Sterling. Would you want to play Felix in this game? Maresca also said he's physically ready, but he's not ready to, with the way we play yet. So then would you play Felix in this game? Probably not. So I think Mudryk probably starts this game. Again, it might not be you guys' cup of tea, but I'm just looking at the options we have. Like even with Palmer, like I would have started Noni Madueke, to be honest with you. I wouldn't have started Palmer, but he's probably going to play this game anyway. So I'll just go Mudryk, man. I think Mudryk starts this game just because I don't think Maresca starts Neto in this game. So this is potentially the starting 11 we're going to see. No, it's going to play Sanchez. Of course it's going to play Sanchez. So I'm just going to change this to who I want. I'm going to play Madueke. I'm going to play Noni. This is essentially my starting 11. This is what I would play. I wouldn't start Palmer. I'll let Palmer be on the bench. Like just looking at the options, if you're able to bring Palmer, Neto, Felix off the bench, if the game is not going your way, that is so much better than what we had last year. Casadei, Washington, and who else were the options we had on the bench? Say it's Sterling. Casadei, Washington, Sterling. Now you have Palmer, Neto, and then who else did I even mention? I just forgot the name. Like that shit, and Felix. This is an upgrade. This is the team I would play tomorrow. Again, Wolves, they're going to be hard to beat, man. It's just you just have to go with recent history. Like if you have been struggling against a team like Wolves for a while, you're most likely still going to struggle. It's not a guarantee, but that's just how it's going to be looking. So this is my lineup for tomorrow. I think we should get a result with this lineup, man. Like no disrespect to Wolves, but this team, again, maybe people wouldn't play Mudryk, but again, for me, I think he probably starts only because Felix might not be ready, and Neto might not be ready. You could say maybe Drewsbury Hall comes into Nkunku's position and then you move Nkunku out wide. But again, we kind of saw Nkunku was not really a touchline winger. So that might be kind of pointless to do. So that'll be it. But today, United played Brighton. And again, United, they're going to be one of the teams we're going to be competing with that top 4 spot. Based off what I've seen from the first 2 games, they don't make me nervous. I think if they get Ugarte, I do believe you see some improvements in that midfield. I think you see some improvements just in their defending collectively because Ugarte adding to Casemiro. I mean, you got to be honest. That's a decent midfield to put out there. You can shore up your defense that way. But United don't scare me. They don't make me nervous. For me, as long as Ten Hag is still the coach, I think we should be fine. But we can be looking at what other teams are doing, and we can be relying on them. I think for us, we need to do what we need to do. We have a team that is capable of winning, and we should be able to get top 4, even with the options we have and the lack of like leadership and defense. Because we all know defense is probably going to be something we talk about as the season goes on for a very long time. Because our guys are just they don't have it yet, so that might be an ongoing situation. But let me know what changes you would make to this. Okay, let me know what changes you make to this. I wanted to talk about the Sterling thing because there was a video from this guy. His name is Lyles. He's a Man United fan, and I think his video he mentioned something about was it basic human rights, and when I listened to it, I was kind of like, yo, this guy is making 300 and something pounds a week. It's not like they stopped paying him his wages. They just said you're not going to be part of the team. And the way people have blown that out of proportion, honestly, bro, it's annoying after a while. It's like, yeah, I get it. You want to just make something out of nothing. But, bro, if they've communicated with you, like, I'm sure some of you and myself, we have regular jobs, right? I could go to work on Monday and they could just be like, hey, listen, we got to let some of you guys go. Company's not doing well, and some people have to be laid off. Cool. But in his scenario, bro, you're sitting on hella bread. And when you look at the money you're paid for what you bring to the team, last 2 seasons, you've been one of our like our worst performers. And you happen to be one of the oldest guys, the most experienced guys, and the most seasoned guys on top of that. Like, they're going to look to move you on, and look, if I was him, it's like trying to date a girl, and every time you hit her up to ask her out, like she's telling you, yo, you know what? I'm busy. I'm busy. Like, even though Shorty's just chilling at the crib, like, you don't have to have her tell you 6 different times. The minute they tell you that joint once or twice, let it go. They told you, yo, you're not going to be part of the team on Friday. You release a statement when we're playing our first game of the season. Like, you're disrupting the flow, bro. Like, you're dividing that dressing room. So for me, is it ruthless? Absolutely. Is it a bad way to kind of treat people? Look, it's different if they probably didn't even have the conversation with this guy. And we all cannot sit here and say we know for a fact because we were not there when the conversation was had. But on the probability, you can say, well, the coach has said, I told him, yo, you're not gonna get no minutes. So you got to leave. And that's just it. If you want to stay here and sit on how much you make, look, Sterling is a professional. I'm pretty sure he wants to play in the next World Cup. I'm fairly sure he still wants to be an important figure in any team he plays. Hence why he made the move here in the first place. But you could probably do that at a different team, and you might still get the leadership responsibilities you want. Sterling goes to Villa. He's probably one of their best wingers, their most experienced. You play Champions League because there were rumors that Villa are interested. Yo, go to Villa. Playing in the Champions League, you might not get the money, but at least when the next World Cup comes and you have that consistency, because you're probably going to get played anyway, you're good to go. If you sit here, then it's not going to be it for you. So that's just what I think about the Sterling situation. This season, my top 4 predictions, I put Man City first, I put Arsenal second, I put Liverpool third, and I put Chelsea fourth. Okay. And then I did 2 of those. The second one, I put Chelsea third, and I put Liverpool fourth. And I know that was going to be very controversial. But I'm just looking at Liverpool and I'm thinking that, one, the biggest loss that they're going to have is that Klopp is not there anymore. And I think Klopp, and most people would agree, he's the kind of guy who was able to get quality out of like scrubs. And I'm not even trying to disrespect that team. I think when you look at your Harvey Elliott's, you look at your Joneses, and even like your Hendersons, like Klopp was able to get these guys to perform at a level that was just like ridiculous, to be fair. These guys played out of their skin. So for me, him leaving, I think that's going to be a big loss for Liverpool. I think just the personality he had, the charisma, the man management, the tactical nous. Like, Klopp was just a great coach, right? Didn't win much in England, but you get the point. You replace him with Slot. Look, They've looked good. They've looked good in the first couple of games, but how does that translate when results are not coming in? Like, you know how Klopp is able to just shield the team when things ain't going right? Will Slot be able to do that? Is it going to throw people under the bus like Ten Hag is doing with Sancho? That's what I'm looking at. Why? That's why I feel like for them, I don't know if they're going to have the kind of seasons that they did under Klopp. But again, Liverpool still have winners in their team. Salah's always going to guarantee you goals. Van Dijk is always going to make sure that that defense is on point. They still have Alisson, Trent. So for them, I think they'll still be fine, and I still put them in the top four. But I just think any team that does a bit better and a bit more pushes Liverpool to fourth. That's just what I believe. I think they're still going to be in the top four. I just don't know where on that table they're going to be come end of season. And that will be the biggest thing for me. So we'll see how this goes. But Spurs, again, I don't know how many people watched that game. It was a game that we're going to win. They won 4-0. That's just, business as usual for Spurs. Like, it's just, yeah. Let me see if I can bring up my predictions that I did for the Premier League table. I think I had, who did I have finishing last? I'm trying to think. I think I had Leicester finishing last because of the alleged points deductions they're gonna have. So I have Leicester finishing last, and with that, let me see if I can pull it up real quick, people. Give me 1 second. But let me know who your top four predictions are going to be. Who you think is going to be, who's going to win the Premier League? Who do you think is going to be in the top four? Let me know. Let me see if I can pull my tables up real quick. Yeah, here we go. And I'll just show it to you guys really quickly. You might think I'm crazy when I made that pick, but I had an inspiration that day. I had an epiphany that we're going to be in the top four. How? Why? Don't know. I felt we're going to be third. Let me just, I'm going to bring this up really quickly, people. Give me 1 second. Bear with me. I want to show you this. Okay. I have it here. Let me see. Okay. So this was my top four predictions. The graphics looks crazy because I did all of this shit on Canva, but if it works, it works. So this was my the league predictions I did in one of my videos. Man City first, Arsenal second, Liverpool third. I went Chelsea fourth. I went United fifth because I just think the signings they're making eventually are going to make them better. I didn't know Euro was going to be missing 3 months of the season. Again, I didn't know is that Hoyland? Hoyland was gonna miss the first couple of months. But again, I just went with what I felt was gonna happen. I put Villa in 6, and now that I'm thinking about it, I think I should swap Villa for Man United because I think, bro, Villa looks so much better than Man United, and they're probably gonna finish ahead of Man United. So yeah, I put Leeds in 18th. Why am I even not this? Like this, show this. Um, yeah, I put Leeds in 18th because I just don't see Leeds. I don't know. I just felt like they were going to be 18th. That's why I put them there. Yeah, I put Leicester 20th. If they're going to get the points deduction, then that's probably where I feel like they're going to finish. Southampton, I put them 19th. And then Leeds 18th. Everton. Wait, why did I put Leeds in here? I'm sorry. Disregard disregard Leeds, man. I got to do this shit right then. I'm missing one of these teams. Who's the other team? Why did I put Leeds in there? I'm sorry. All right. So then let me just put this down because this is embarrassing. Um, let me see the teams in the Premier League. I'll just swap out the team not on my list for Leeds. Um, that is funny. I don't know why I had Leeds on there. I'm gonna be honest with you. Why I had Leeds on there, I don't know. Give me a sec. I'll just swap out the team that is missing for Leeds, but yeah, let's see standings. Yeah, I really don't know why I put Leeds over there. Which team am I missing from this? City, Arsenal, Brighton. Yo, who am I missing on this list? Palace, they're over there. Ipswich is there. Southampton is over there. Forest, Forest is on my list. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, let me put this table back up because I'm like, who am I missing on this list? Hold up. Who am I missing on this list? Yeah, I'm not even. I, I don't even know why Leeds is on here, but clearly they're not supposed to be. Um, but disregard Leeds. This is where I think everybody else is going to finish. Brentford, could they potentially finish ahead of Palace? Sure, but I just think if Palace keep as a, you saw their form at the tail end of last season, they definitely were cooking. So I don't see them finishing any higher than Brighton or West Ham. Again, West Ham, someone could argue that I'm putting them up a bit lower, but then the signings they made, like in as much as I like, Somerville, I think Fulkrug is a decent pickup. They still have Bowen, Paqueta's still there, Kudus is still there. Um, Fulham. Okay. So I missed Fulham. Um, so so then I'm gonna put Fulham. I'm gonna put Fulham 16th. I'm gonna put Fulham 16th. I'll put Ipswich 17th. I'll put Everton 18th. Southampton and Leicester. Yeah. So I'm just gonna put Fulham. Um, yeah, I'm gonna put Fulham 16th. They might not finish there, but I think I'll put Fulham 16th. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. Fulham 16th. Let's do this. There we go. Yeah, but Everton never get relegated, but I think this might be the season they actually do, bro. They look bad as hell. Like, see, Ipswich, I want them to stay up just because, like, I don't want to see all three teams that just came back go back down. Forest, they always make signings. They have quality in that team, right? So I don't see them going down as well. Wolves, again, their team is a lot stronger than Everton's team. So that's why I just put Everton down there. I think this might be the season they probably get relegated, if I'm being completely honest with you, bro. Like I think this is a season where Everton goes down. But this was see, I don't know if I'll go with Wolves getting relegated because I think they just have, to me personally, I just think they have a better team than Everton does. And it's about time Everton got relegated, bro. Like they've been shit. They've just not been good enough, you know. So I just see them three going back down. I wouldn't want to see Ipswich go down because I like Ipswich. I and I want Broya to do well if he completes that move. So we almost signed McKenna, which again, it tells me that he might be a decent coach enough, But yeah, so let's just do this. I just want to see what kind of transfer news we have. With the Lukaku thing, um, do you guys feel confident that we're going to get Victor Osimhen? That's my thing. Like, if we don't get Osimhen, right? What's I mean, look, Wolves definitely are a bogey team, but yo, we never really do well whenever we went um to play against Everton anyway. Like Everton has always been one of those teams that we could have been on a good run and we still get slapped up by them. You know what I mean? Like Wolves last year, we could have won that game away if Sterling had passed that freaking ball. If Sterling just passed that, we would have been Gucci. Like we definitely would have been Gucci. But again, the selfishness, and that's why for me, look, I can't even defend that. If they've looked at all of your work since you've been here and they feel like, you know what, you just ain't a fit for this team, then they let you go. It's really that simple. But if we don't get Osimhen, what are the alternatives? Like I want Vic as well. I think when I've looked at just how we've always done well in the past, I think we've always done well with an Osimhen type of striker. The strikers that have really had a good, stint with us, your Drogba's, your Anelkas, Giroud, Diogo Costa. Um, these guys always are more physical. Like when we've had like the more technical players, like your Verner's, your pace guys, your Morata, those not the Drogba type players. They've always struggled. But even Duran, right? He looks like the type of striker that will come here and will probably fit what we want to do. But again, is he going to be the guy that really gets us to the top four? I don't think so. I believe we're at that point where, if we miss out on Champions League for another season, bro, that shit is not good. Like, we should not be out here, bro. 3 years in a row, not in Europe. Like, you look at last season, United finished bottom of that group. And I just think we could have did a lot better than just not even falling into the Europa League, but just being bumped out of Europe altogether. Now, I think we would have definitely done better than that, yo. But that's just my opinion. So dice. You know what? Everton really might. They really could. Like Everton really could survive it, but it's just for me. I don't know, bro. I just don't want to see all three teams promoted to like just go right back down. Like that's gonna be tough. It doesn't feel right. But look, if they don't survive the drop, then that's just it. You know, I don't know why. I just feel like Everton might. I think Leicester probably go back down as well, even though they have a team that should. Leicester ideally should be one of those teams that should be competing around like 11th to like 14th. Like that's where Leicester City should be. But again, I don't think they've done enough. It's going to be tough, man. It's really going to be tough. Also with Felix coming in, right? I think one of the biggest arguments people have had was there was no direction, there was no conviction, whatever these owners were doing, it was just all scattergun. And I've been one to always say that. I think the Felix coming in was sort of it was a one in one out type of thing. So you to get someone off our books, we needed to get somebody. And if you ask me between Felix and um, Samu, I think I'm always going to pick Felix. The argument is, well, Chelsea never went in. Um, I think Vardy carries them too, but like, how many goals does he really score to keep him up? That's the only question. Like, if Vardy can get him like between 15 goals, then they might really still be up there. But if Vardy's not scoring the goals, then who else do they have? Daka doesn't look like he's ready to fill that role. You know, like Leicester probably should come in for like a Dacho Fofana. That they should be making those kinds of moves. See if you can get Fofana for a season or just sign him. I guarantee Fofana gets him at least like 6-7 goals. Vardy also does his thing, and then you guys are good. But back to the Felix thing, like for me, I think the ownership always liked him. But when a new coach comes in and the coach goes, I don't like this guy, then you have to back your manager. So I just believe like him coming to this team just gives us more options. You don't want to have to rely like last season, bro. If Palmer wasn't starting games, we just knew we weren't going to win. Take the Arsenal game, for example, and that's probably a bad example, but just stick with me real quick. When we played Arsenal and Palmer didn't play that game, do you think we look half as bad if you're able to bring in a Neto and a Felix into that team? Probably not. We probably still carry some sort of like an attacking threat. We're probably going to lose that game guaranteed because let's face it, even when we play Arsenal now at the bridge, like I can only hope that we probably get a draw. I still think we have a strong enough team to beat them. But if you're just looking at how it's just been, they've been little broing us for a while, right? So you bring someone like a Felix in, you don't always have to rely on your Nkunku's fitness. You don't have to always rush back Nkunku from from an injury. You don't have to rush Pedro Neto back. Palmer wants to take a break. Cool. You play Madueke, you play Felix Neto on the other end, and the quality just does not drop as low as it could have. Because I'm just looking at last season, bro. The options were just not the best. Mudrik was still shit. It's still shit. Again, he's one of those guys. I think this season, this is it. If he does not perform, yeah, just get rid, bro. Like it's one of those. Sometimes you have to know when to cut your loss, and this has to be his season where we just cut it and just let the guy move on. But all in all, I'm happy with the way we've moved in the transfer window. I think we've brought in some decent quality. Felix, Neto, potentially Osimhen next week. If we get it, then I think we're going to be more comfortable and we're going to be ready for the season. Like another thing I want to talk about is like with Maresca. Okay, Rival say we should have kept Poch. Now I don't agree, and I'm happy with the fact that Poch had to go. But with Maresca, do we feel like he's going to have the ability to use the squad properly and to be able to just get us to like where we want to be? Like I get it, he won the championship with Leicester City, but does he really make a difference? Like, should we have gotten a Deserby, or you guys are cool with Maresca? Because, like, I think the season has started. Like, there's nothing to be alarmed about. We lost to Man City, cool. But what happens when it gets a lot rougher? What happens when the results ain't coming in? Does Maresca seem like the type to be able to just tweak something and give us something to do? Um, that will be the question for me that will be answered as the season goes on. Look, I think when Lampard came in, we had no expectations. With Maresca, look, we have expectations. I think top four should be something we still strive for anyway. And I just hope the guy is able to just handle what he needs to be able to handle. Jojo, I know I have my bias, but Felix is a Swift, Army Knife, Central, and on the left. Nah, Felix is a good player, bro. Like, don't let people tell you otherwise. Like, we've all seen it. When the guy came in with the terrible attack, like he scored like 14 goals last year when he played for Barcelona. So even when people talked about like him not having a good season, I was like, what? What? Felix had a decent loan spell at Barcelona. When he came to us, he only had like 4 goals and what, an assist, maybe two. But he was still probably our most, livelier attacker. He played with Mount Havertz. This guy was creating chances for like Havertz when he played against Fulham, and Havertz was just shooting straight at the goalie. So for me, I don't know, man. I think Felix adds a lot to this team. We should honestly we should do better than United. If United finish ahead of us this season, bruh, that is not good. You can see the meltdown. Even United fans are struggling. They're trying to convince themselves that their team is going to do a lot better, but it's just Ten Hag is not going to be that guy. Um, see, even with see with Putch, bro, it was like against the big teams, we kind of knew we were going to be more solid defensively, and we're going to hit them on the counter, right? And that made for like interesting and really good games. But when we played the smaller teams, it just kind of looked like it was just freestyle football. Like it didn't look like, okay, you know what to do. This is what you need to do. It just kind of looked like everyone is doing their thing, which is why people are saying, you know what, Cole Palmer had his best, his best season year, which is true. And under Maresca, is he going to be a lot less effective or productive than he did under Poch? That argument remains to be seen. Again, we Palmer for me is a quality player that knows how to use the spaces he has and how he can be effective, right? So I don't think he's going to have to just remain on the left and not move elsewhere. Of course, when he plays with gusto or he plays with someone to give him that overlap option. We've seen Palmer be a bit dangerous, but I think in this team he still cooks. I appreciate how we move the ball under Maresca. You can see that there's a logic behind every move. We might not like it, like when we're playing in front of our goalie, those short passes trying to play out from the back. Yo, that shit pisses me off because sometimes I'm just like, bro, the pressure's coming, just go long. But he wants his team to build from the back. He's staying on this principle, and I can respect that. I can respect somebody who's saying, "Yo, this is what I want to do. This is how I want to do it." But when we're having issues, though, when we're having issues, how do you change that? Like, do we still keep playing the same way and we keep getting hurt the same way, or do you just tweak it a little bit? You just switch it up. So that'll be the interesting to see when Maresca. But Jojo, you also said if Poch was here, you could say goodbye to Nkunku's hamstrings. I think this system helps a bit better because you don't have these guys having to run back and forth. I think when you have more of the ball, you're able to minimize your risk of injury because again, you having the other team doing all the running and you're just doing passing the ball around and you're keeping possession. But it can't always just be like possession for possession's sake. Sometimes I feel like that ball needs to move a lot faster and a lot quicker. The pace is always kind of just slow, it's lethargic. We're giving the opposition time to regain their defensive shape. Like that's just my only critique of this. Like when it gets to the point where we're playing a very low block team, bro. If we're playing against like a West Ham at the bridge and they're just sitting back there, what do we do? How do we break them down? Because that pass, it ain't gonna do nothing. How do we attack West Ham when they're just not trying to move? That'll be interesting to see with Maresca. But all in all, I have a good feeling. Honestly, I think this season is going to be. I think it's going to be okay. If we get Osimhen, then the confidence just goes through the roof because now that's a backsman, and Jackson. I like the guy, bro. He has fundamentals. Jackson is a good footballer. He's just a shitty finisher, and bro, we can't do with a shitty finisher. Like you have to put away your chances. You know what I mean? Like even Watkins today, he missed a few chances, but he's probably still going to get you 16 league goals. It's guaranteed. Jackson, again, he's going to miss all of this, and he might get you 14, he might get you 13, he might get you 12. We need a backsman. So next week is definitely going to be interesting. We'll see what happens. But yeah, I feel confident, bro. Like I don't think it's going to be as bad as people are making it seem. Like I said, I know defensively we can wake up a bit more because these guys be sleeping sometimes. But for the most part, I think when I look at other teams, when I look at your Spurs and I look at your Villa, and I look at United and I look at Liverpool, like I wouldn't even put Liverpool in that conversation because realistically, they're just that one step ahead of everybody else, but they've not made any signings. So that could be interesting. Gravenberg being played as a six. Look, I don't think that is going to work out long term when you play big teams. When you play your Ipswich Towns and these guys are not pressing you as much, you could play Gravenberg as a six because he's not going to get pressed. and he's not going to have people running past him. When Gravenberg is exposed against your Spurs and your Villas, that's when you're going to see like, yo, he's not a six. Like he has all the attributes to play a six, but he ain't one. So you just got to take that with a grain of salt. I think Liverpool is still going to be up there, but I'm confident, man. I think top four. The worst we could do is be fifth, man, and that will still be progression because we win 12th, 6th. You go fifth, you get Europa League, and then you see if we get fifth this year, next year we definitely guaranteed have to get top four because now you're getting your progression, but you got to take that next step. The next step is really trying to break into the top four. Are we going to be challenging for the league anytime soon? Yeah, probably not, bro. Like, I think we need a few seasons, maybe like two, if you ask me. Two, third season after the first two, then you could say, okay, you know what, we might be challenging a bit. But right now, listen, top four, conference league, we'll take that. And let me touch on the conference league real quick. We started off really well. Neto looked lively, but the game was just it was weird. Like I had to pay to watch that game on the app, right? And after the game, I was low key tight because I couldn't believe like I had to pay to just watch that torture. Like this was one of those games it should have been a comfortable 3-0 job done. You keep moving. But we make things hard for ourselves. If Madueke didn't come in, get that goal to just kill off the tie, we'll be going into next week just nervous against Servette. Like, bro, I didn't know about Servette till like last week. Like most of us probably didn't. And they look like if they took a few chances, bro, they could have made us look real stupid. So next week, listen, we'll see. Next week we'll see, bro, because I don't know. The way we've been looking, the first two games, again, I know it's 2 games into the season, but Servette should have been one of those games like the conviction should have been there. Just done, finished. And then we take it from there. But tomorrow, look, if I had to give a prediction for tomorrow's game, I'd probably go 2-1 Chelsea. I don't want to do too much. I don't want to jinx it. We haven't beaten Wolves in a while. So I think 2-1 seems like a reasonable result. But that's about it. If anything pops up, any major breaking news, listen, guys, this is the channel. I will always get it out. But I appreciate you guys stopping by, man. I appreciate it. I think it's been 2 months now. And finding the consistency, that's the hard part. You know what I mean? Because the time difference, I don't know where a lot of people are watching from, but let me know. I'm going to assume a lot are watching from the UK. A lot of people are probably watching from Africa, but the time difference be hard. So it's just keeping that consistency. That's that part. But we have a long season coming up, people. The content is going to be here. If any look, when I do my watch alongs, right? It's just me on the screen. I don't even have a timer. I'm just watching the game. So I think a lot of those are going to come with time. But if anybody knows how to just elevate the watch alongs a bit more, just hop in the comments, let me know. Because, listen, it's going to be interesting. It's going to be a long season. We're going to do Chelsea games on here. We're going to do rival games on here. Hate alongs, watch alongs, whatever you want to call it. We're going to be here. So I appreciate you guys stopping in. Definitely sub to the channel before you leave. You're going to find me mostly on Lewis's channel whenever he streams. And you're going to find me on here. I think potentially later on, I'm probably going to be on Mo's channel. We'll see how that goes. But I appreciate the love. I appreciate the redirect from Lewis. Sub to his channel. I know you guys are probably all, but the ones who aren't, definitely, sub to Lewis's channel. And yeah, I appreciate it, man. Sometimes when you get into YouTube and you like network with certain people, they make your life a lot easier. You know what I mean? And he just happens to be one of those dudes. Like he makes sure everybody's cool. Like he says, yo, when I eat, everybody eats. So I can appreciate that. But tomorrow, listen, I'm probably gonna do the watch along on here, or we're probably gonna do it on Lewis's channel. It's just whichever one happens. But please, definitely sub to the channel while you guys are here. I gotta go get something to eat. I've been up since the United game. I have not eaten nothing. Probably had some tea, and that was it. But it's been worth it, though. It's definitely been worth it. So, guys, I'm just going to end the stream here. Listen, I appreciate the support. I appreciate the love that you guys just showed onto my stuff. I'll see you guys soon, yeah. But I'm going to end it now because I need to get something to eat, and I need to get out the house. Like, I need to go touch some grass outside, man. Can't be just 4 hours. I've been up since 7:30, so people, I appreciate the love, man. I appreciate the love. I'll see you guys in the next one, guys. Peace.